6 Coronation Street spoilers for next week. Prepare yourselves for an incredibly explosive week on the cobbles, because Weatherfield is about to be turned entirely upside down. We are talking about dangerous street confrontations that land a local resident in the hospital, vicious blackmail plots threatening to tear down a business empire, and a high-stakes sting operation involving a burner phone, a secret tracking device, and a shocking confession of forbidden intimacy. Plus, a devastating flood threatens to completely ruin the wedding event of the year, while a deeply unhinged stalker watches from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Before we dive into all these juicy details, if you love staying ahead of the drama, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to CoronationST Update right now. We bring you the latest, most accurate scoops and behind-the-scenes secrets every single week, so you never miss a beat of your favourite soap. Now, let us get straight into the jaw-dropping twists heading our way. Things kick off with a wildly risky plan that goes horribly wrong. Carl sets a truly dangerous chain of events in motion after witnessing Theo squaring up to Gary. Gary is smart enough to refuse the bait, but Carl is absolutely determined to push matters as far as they can go. He takes it upon himself to deliberately provoke Theo, clearly hoping to land him in serious trouble with the authorities. This mounting tension quickly spills over right into the Rover's return, when Theo violently storms in, with Carl hot on his heels. Gemma wastes no time in swiftly refusing Theo's service, and Eva makes it crystal clear that he is permanently barred from the pub. An absolutely enraged Theo makes a dramatic exit, but Carl recklessly follows him out onto the street. What happens next is a massive confrontation that leaves everyone reeling. Will Carl's dangerous gamble actually pay off? It does not look like it, because the very next morning, Debbie is left completely shaken when she receives a terrifying phone call informing her that Carl has been rushed to the hospital. Abby rushes into the shop with unsettling updates about his condition, leaving Summer deeply alarmed. What exactly happened out there on the dark cobbles? The drama truly unfolds when Ronnie is absolutely stunned to uncover the real truth. Carl has been viciously blackmailing Debbie, demanding she sign over the entire hotel to him. Ronnie desperately pleads with Debbie to stand her ground and not give in to these toxic demands. However, Carl is already making himself right at home. He starts helping himself to drinks at the hotel bar and brazenly asserting his unearned authority. When Ryan bravely steps up to challenge him, Carl smugly fires him right on the spot, gleefully boasting that he is the new owner of the business. Later, Debbie summons Carl, and he arrives fully expecting a triumphant showdown. But Debbie is not going down without a fight. She makes her position absolutely crystal clear. He will never get his hands on the hotel. Instead, she offers him a massive cash settlement, but strictly on the condition that he disappears from Weatherfield and her life for good. Will Carl actually accept this defeat, or is this vicious power struggle far from over? Meanwhile, the situation with Megan Walsh takes a completely dramatic turn. Kit arrives at the Rovers with the shocking news that the legal authorities have officially dropped the case against her because the accusations surfaced without sufficient evidence to proceed. Megan is flooded with relief, and as soon as Will meets up with her, she excitedly reveals that she has already booked them both tickets to Paris. Will is completely thrilled by the idea, even handing her a guidebook to prepare for their grand escape. But back at the Rovers, the anger is bubbling over. Ollie violently lashes out at Ben for utterly failing to protect Will, while Maggie frantically urges Eva that they must act fast before Megan completely spirals out of control. Taking this intense situation entirely into her own hands, Eva, fueled by encouragement from Leanne, sneaks around and searches Will's room. She strikes gold when she uncovers a hidden burner phone containing just one single contact. Eva and Leanne immediately seize this golden opportunity, posing as Will to send a message arranging a secret meeting. Megan completely takes the bait. When she arrives, expecting Will, she is instead ambushed by Eva, Leanne, and Toya. The confrontation instantly turns heated, escalating into a wild scuffle that leaves Megan sprawled right out on the pavement. But Eva proves she is playing a long game. She later reveals to the others that during the chaos, she secretly planted a hidden tracking device right inside Megan's bag. She is absolutely determined to stay one step ahead of her every single move. Elsewhere, the tension is running high when Maggie comes face to face with Will's mother, Melanie. Melanie furiously accuses Maggie of utterly failing to protect her son from this highly inappropriate manipulation and crossing of boundaries. The emotional fallout is massive. Later, hiding out at the bistro, Eva finally confides in Leanne and Toya with a sickening revelation. Megan has actually confessed to having intimacy with Will. This shocking truth changes absolutely everything, and it is clear this tangled web is only going to get darker. Across the street, the atmosphere is supposed to be joyous as wedding fever finally takes hold for Carla and Lisa. Preparations are rapidly ramping up, and Ryan gives Carla a grand tour of the hotel as they happily discuss their upcoming big day. But the mood suddenly shifts when Carla gets an unexpected call from the social worker regarding Connie. Later, Carla and Lisa have to break the incredibly emotional news to Betsy that Connie will be returning to her grandmother's care, which prompts a deeply tearful and emotional response. Trying to keep the focus on the wedding, Lisa practices her vows with Betsy, while Carla admits she has not even started writing hers yet and desperately needs some inspiration. Despite the stress, the pre-wedding excitement takes over. Carla arrives for her hen do at the Rover's return and is completely gobsmacked to find all her guests, including a very reluctant Roy, dressed exactly like her. It is a hilarious and heartwarming moment. Meanwhile, Sally is a bit surprised to spot Lisa quietly preparing for what looks like a very low-key night in. But then, absolute disaster strikes. Debbie approaches with devastating news. The hotel's function room has completely flooded, leaving them absolutely no choice but to cancel the wedding entirely. Ryan is forced to break the dreadful news, but Lisa is incredibly quick to comfort a devastated Carla, reassuring her that the ceremony itself is what truly matters, not the fancy venue. Refusing to let these terrible circumstances derail their future, Lisa secretly orchestrates an incredibly romantic alternative. Under the clever pretense of a simple complimentary lunch, she brings Carla back to the hotel. Carla is absolutely stunned to walk into a beautiful, makeshift wedding setup, complete with a stunning arch, flowing champagne, and all their nearest and dearest gathered and ready to celebrate. With absolutely no need for over-the-top grandeur, Carla and Lisa exchange their deeply heartfelt vows and rings in a beautifully intimate ceremony. But the amazing surprises do not end there. Back out on the street, Carla is initially frustrated by what sounds like a factory alarm going off, but when she goes to investigate, she opens the doors to discover that their amazing friends have completely transformed the factory space into an epic wedding reception, ensuring the celebrations continue in absolute style. However, the romantic bliss does not extend to everyone, as Theo Silverton's deeply threatening behaviour reaches terrifying new heights. He corners Summer on the street and delivers some genuinely chilling words about Billy. Summer is visibly shaken to her core, and later confides everything to George. George wastes absolutely no time, immediately tracking down Theo and issuing a very stark, aggressive warning to stay completely away from Todd and Summer. Theo's life, however, seems to be spiralling out of control. He is later found in a deeply sorry, pathetic state, lingering near his van. His son Miles expresses genuine concern when he finds him like this, as Theo desperately pleads for just one more chance at a normal family life. Carl is quietly observing the entire pathetic scene from a distance, clearly sensing a dark opportunity to exploit Theo's fragile situation even further. Todd, on the other hand, is feeling a bit reassured when Kit promises to keep him entirely protected from Theo's wrath. But Todd decides he still needs physical distance from the looming threat. revealing to everyone his sudden plans to fly out and visit Eileen and Jason all the way in Thailand. It seems like the perfect escape. However, as Todd busily prepares to pack his bags and leave Weatherfield behind, it becomes terrifyingly clear that Theo has not backed off at all. He is still lurking deep in the shadows, silently watching Todd's absolutely every single move. In another part of town, Jodie's past is rapidly catching up with her. She is left completely rattled when she stumbles upon a flyer advertising a haulage company called Haul North. What exact dark significance does this mysterious company hold for her? Her extreme unease only deepens when she unexpectedly runs straight into Olivia. Caught totally off guard, Jodie is forced to introduce Olivia to Shona, awkwardly revealing that she actually used to be Olivia's nanny. Back at number 8, the tension reaches a boiling point when Olivia outright admits she knows perfectly well that Jodie stole her father's hard drive, and Olivia had fully intended to take it right back herself. Thinking incredibly quickly on her feet, Jodie desperately spins a wild story. She claims she has a highly dangerous ex-boyfriend, insisting that the stolen hard drive actually belongs to him and that holding onto it has put her in grave, life-threatening danger. Shona is completely alarmed by this terrifying story, fearing that Olivia's father could easily track Jodie down at any given moment and bring chaos to their doorstep. Shona urgently begs Jodie to pack her things and flee Weatherfield immediately before it is too late. Finally, down at the Undertaker's, Christina is playing the role of the ultimate business advisor. She strongly encourages George that it is time to breathe some fresh, vibrant life back into the family business. She pitches a bold idea, urging him to heavily invest in a massive new advertising push right in the Weatherfield Gazette. George is notoriously careful with his money, so the big question remains: will he actually take this huge financial risk? And if he does, will it bring in the desired effect, or completely backfire on him? So much incredible drama is heading to the street, and you definitely will not want to miss a single second of the fallout. What do you think Carl's true endgame is? And will Meghan finally face justice for her actions? Let me know all your amazing theories down in the comments below. And before you go, please make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to CoronationST Update, and ring that notification bell so you are always the very first to know what is happening on the cobbles. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next update.